to talk to George GTown, George Rodriguez, Jay, the amazing DP and director. To talk to so hold on, George. I have to get us signed in here. And I'll get you on. There he is. Yay. There's George. Hi, George. He's connecting. Yay. Full screen. We're going to let George get signed on here. And I'm super excited. That wasn't too bad. Usually it's a whole scene. Where are you at, George? So it's been a while, gang. I didn't have a show last week. I was super, super busy running around the Bronx with George. I'll let him tell you about it. Shooting this independent feature called Stash. And
hey, Dina.
Hey, I can't see your face now. I can hear your voice, but I can't see your face.
Hold on. I'm in the car. I'm sorry. I couldn't.
Oh, that's all right. I love a traveling show. Yay. Oh, you look so good.
Thank you. How are you?
Good. Good, George. What are you sitting in your car doing the show?
Yep. Sitting right in my car doing the show.
I love it. All right. So let me introduce you properly because I just think you're fantastic. So for anybody watching today, we're live on YouTube. Sometimes somebody watches, sometimes somebody doesn't. This is George GTown, George Rodriguez. And also your name is Jay.
That's my nickname. I mean, people I know for a long time from when I was, a young kid, a child. We, used to call me Jay. That was my father's name, Jay. So they used to call me JJ.
You see, because Kells kept saying Jay. And what do you keep saying Jay for? His name is George. So for everybody, I met George about a month ago on the set of Stash, and I instantly fell in love. You're just super, super talented, George.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Just calm, cool, collected. I mean, and you just were impressive right off the bat, and I just loved working for you. And so, George, tell everybody, how'd you get started? In the film industry, how did you decide that this was going to be for you?
Well, as a child, I was always, like a movie buff, always into movies. And years ago, one of my aunts, she used to have a DV camera, a DV. I don't know if you remember those with the little tape, and it was on a record and stop was the same button. You record, and if you record, and if you don't transfer or remove the tape, you're recording over whatever you previously recorded because it would overdub. It was a tape.
Right.
So I used to take her camera. I was probably maybe my early teens, like 14, 15. And I used to take those cameras and create little movies with my cousins at their place. So she wouldn't let me take the camera, but whenever I was at her house, she would let me use it. And I would create little stories with my cousins, and we would make these little movies. So we were doing it that way. Excuse me. And then, as I got older, I was always into it, but running around with friends, I got into sports as well. And then eventually, once I got into music, I started making music. But then I realized that some of the artists I was working with needed videos, so I started doing music videos.
Right.
So from there, which was with video was always my first passion, but I've always loved music as well. But camera equipment years ago, to get professional equipment, was also really expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
So so when I was ready to get into video, I seen that a lot of people were using these older Canon cameras that started to do video with this excellent quality. But it was already like 2-3 years into it, the 5Ds and the 7Ds. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
And then they had the lower version. So, I was like, wow, it's pretty expensive for a 5D. I think at the time maybe it was like $3,500 for the body only, and I wasn't really looking to invest that much money at that point. So I bought like a 7D, which was less money, but the quality was HD 1080p, and I started to do some music videos for some friends, and you know, and from there that first love just came back, and then I just continued to do it, and then from there, I just started to expand my knowledge to make because I would see all these videos and I was like, I want to learn lighting, I want to learn all these other things, and then working with other people who have more experience than I did, like shout out to some of my friends like my friend Les and Smitty. Smitty's like a guy who he used to work on Notorious B.I.G. music videos.
Wow.
Like he's like an OG in the game, and he taught
Wow.
me how to do certain lightings. He's a grip to this day, like working on commercial sets, and he
Yeah.
taught me a lot as well. So as I continue to learn, but I learned a lot from him, and that's why, you know, what I know now is thanks to those guys, as well as shout out to YouTube too, you know,
Yeah, of
and
course.
books. I read a lot of
Sure.
books too, on like camera movement and all kind of other lighting, and but a lot of self-taught stuff there.
Yeah, because you're great at lighting, man. I've worked on many, many projects, and I told you that all along the project. I said, George, I've worked on some sets where people, it took them hours to set up the light, but not you, man. You go in there and you know exactly, what you're doing, and like we're rolling in like 30 minutes. I've never seen anything like it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes too, it's like when I know what lights we have available. So,
yeah.
me knowing the shot, it's kind of like, okay, how can we, you know, are we going to have a lot of movement in this shot? Are we not? Are we static? Okay, and it's kind of, sometimes you're also working with your resources.
Yeah, which sometimes the limit helps because you know what you have and you're not. But you had that. I never. I used separate lights like that for mood and for face shots, but I never saw the rods that you bought. The rod that you click the button on the top and you hold up the that light.
Yeah, so at times, when we're trying to move fast, we will Hollywood it, right? We'll hold
Yeah,
those lights. But those
yeah,
lights are called those are Astera tubes, pixel tubes, which
yeah.
are RGB tubes, but they got daylight, they got tungsten, they got all the colors. Um and they're able so you can move much faster. The LED, the whole lighting with LEDs compared to the older lights that people you were using, like the Aries 650s and stuff like that. We used to have to lug, you know, all these stingers and
I
extensions and stuff
know.
like that. And it was heavy. So now, with these tubes, you could rig up a light, it's a light tube. They got light mats, and it makes the process much easier too, and much, you don't got to break your back lugging these lights around.
Oh no, it was really impressive. I was really, man, the minute you take out a stand, I'm like pissed because those things are so heavy. They're just so cumbersome, all that equipment to bring it to the set. And there you got 4 strips of lighting, and a good eye and a good camera. And
Yeah.
it's amazing what you can do, if you know lighting. And I was like really, really impressed by you, George. So you were like in the real beginning of the New York music scene, which in itself was explosive. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was too much in the beginning. I feel like I kind of missed some of it because there was certain things that, what I did miss was like I remember years ago they used to have a lot of the music videos they had on these websites and DVDs. In New York, there was a big it was a moment in time where all these DVDs were being made, like from like they used to be called from Smack DVDs, Cocaine City DVDs, and these guys would go around with cameras recording music videos, doing interviews, and it was like a huge boom. They made so much money from it.
wow, what year was this, George? What time period was this?
This was probably like I would say the late 90s, no, probably like the
Yeah,
early, like maybe the early 2000s.
no,
Early 2000s.
yeah, which is 20
Uh,
years ago. Yikes.
yeah, I know, right? Time flies. So,
Yeah,
anywhere from like 14, 15 years ago or more.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, so if I would have jumped in back then, I probably would have made a lot more money early on, because at that point no one was really doing that. But then once everything became streaming, a lot of the content was so much more accessible because they used to sell the DVDs.
Sure, sure. You can't make money off of DVDs anymore. It's
Yeah, they were making. I'm talking about. You'd be surprised how much money these guys were making running.
wow.
Yeah, I'm talking.
That was the
So
blockbuster heyday.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So those days. Um,
Wow.
but I mean, there's still a lot of. There's still. I feel like I've progressed a lot, but I still there's still a road ahead of me that I see that I look forward to
Of
take.
course. I told you need to get into the union, man. You'd be a great union guy. Your temperament is amazing, and you could either go the DP way or the lighting way. You have, you know,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I want to. The DP is good, it's fun, but I really just want to direct, and the lighting. I mean, it's good as a director to know those things because you know what you want.
yeah. Oh my God, you directed the whole film. George and I, right? We recently worked on this film, and you directed it, and the direction you gave was the entire action of the film. You directed the
Yeah,
entire flow and the action of the film, the entire flow and that. Well, Kels would could come in and and I said maybe two things the whole time, but you literally shot an entire feature film, 14 shoot days. I wasn't even there for all of them in 30 days, man.
and you
And
know what? I remember telling Kels, I said, you know, my only worry was that I knew Naomi who was doing the casting. Shout out to Naomi. I know she got some seasoned actors, but I was like, okay, how long have they had the script?
Mm,
Because I've been on set before where you got actors and sometimes people who don't have as much as experience, but they got all this dialogue. And I must say, the lead Jay, he did phenomenal. Like he knew all his lines. It's his first feature.
yeah.
You know, so he memorized everything. And then you have so many other supporting actors, like Santos did well. Who James who plays Santos. Someone's giving me a call. Hold on.
Oh man, George, they all came prepared in that way. I was blown away by how everybody came with their A game on. It was great.
Absolutely. They're trying
I
to call me now.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'm not going to take the call. I'm
Oh,
going to.
no, I didn't mean to take the call. With the first day, you allowed me to rehearse the actors, and I was like, Ben. I was like, does everybody have your script? And Ben was like, no. I was like, what do you mean you don't have your script? Well, look at this cat. We're gonna waste my time. And that
Yeah.
guy knew every line because he was a theater actor. And theater actors, they know their shit. You can't like say line in the theater. And that's what Naomi found was a lot of quote unquote theater actors. So that because she's a theatrical, theater as well as other stuff. Beautiful Naomi Taylor. She was the producer, casting director. She cast a lot of theater actors. So
Mm,
they came on. You have to know your lines for theater.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they all did. They all did really well. And I think that's what really helped because I'm telling you, being on set with someone who doesn't know their lines, you're like, all right, I don't think we'll ever get through this. And it could be frustrating for the other actors as well,
Sure.
because they practiced, they prepared, and then someone comes and doesn't know their lines, then.
Oh no way, man. Everybody came with their A game. I was like,
No.
even we shot the other night. Morgan. This guy had like four. Look at you, tired, George. You
I'm
got.
always tired.
I
I just been
know.
running around. You know what?
I
I've been like,
know.
it's like ever since we finished filming, I've
Yeah.
been able to try to get to things that I've been putting on hold.
Oh, good.
So I've been doing those things.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at you. You all dressed. Did you put a jacket on tonight and a shirt and everything? Look-
No.
I love you for that, George. I love you for that. Oh man. So, and
I didn't get my hair cut though. I didn't get to
I
get a
can't tell.
haircut.
It's too dark. It's great.
Oh, perfect,
I won't
perfect.
tease you. I won't tease you. George's daughter, Ariana, your daughter came on set and she was such a joy too, man. She did the slate and I really enjoyed meeting her and getting to know her. It was, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
Is
she
somebody calling you again?
that was actually her right there.
Oh,
You
that's
know, I don't.
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, my daughter. So she's done some plays in her school, and she's been, interested in acting. I'm gonna probably pay for some acting courses for her because she just likes, she just loves it. And she came on Slate. I mean, she came on set to do Slate, and she would ask me every day, "Can I go? Can I go?" And then school is back on, so I'm like, "No, you can't. It's a late shoot. You can't today, but Saturday." You can come Saturday. So every time she had the opportunity to come, whether we were shooting in the day and it was a weekend or something like that. But yeah, she had a blast. She was
She killed it.
yeah, she did
She
really
was
well.
so much fun to be around. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working with her. She's such a nice young lady, young girl.
Yeah, she's doing excellent in school. I'm so proud of her.
Good for her. Good for her. I did contact my friend who does theater, but there's just nothing going on right now, George. I mean, everything is just shut down for Ariana because it's a teen
Oh yes, you did
acting.
mention it.
I
Yep.
did I did contact her right away, but there's just nothing going on right now, man.
I know. Hopefully
The
things.
last big production they did, like the entire cast got COVID.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
and these were all young kids too, so you know. But I'm sure down the line, she would be wonderful in community theater group.
Yeah, she's done a few plays. She did the Annie play,
Yeah.
which you did as well. I know
Yeah.
you told her. You had did that
Years,
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
2005, I did Annie.
And she also did, I think, the Mad Hatter. No, not no, Alice in Wonderland, and she was the Mad Hatter.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Just love it. I love theater, but it's a lot. It's a big commitment, theater.
it is. It is.
It's a big commitment. Um, so George, anything on the fire now? I mean, I know you're still working with Kells, right? We got a couple more shoot days to go.
Yeah, we got a couple shoot more days to go. We're just gonna go around the town, get some B-roll footage, some stuff like that. I think, and then we're gonna one final scene, which would be at the end of the film. We're gonna do in Arizona.
Mhm.
Um, so we should do that hopefully by the end of the month.
Good.
Um, yeah, and
What
that's
about your
about
drone
it.
shots? What are you going to contact my cousin? I got my cousin. You're going to contact? You need
Yeah,
a shot
we'll
too?
contact him. Yeah, I guess send me his number, or
I'll send you his info, Oliver.
send his info, and I'll shoot him a text and call him.
He's not
Uh,
a pro, but he's willing to do it for credit. So that might be our budget right now.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I know, Kels, I'm so happy for him because I'm sure that he's shocked that he actually got this far.
Yeah, yep. And years ago, I remember telling him because he shot a trailer called Rain, and they were pitching it to try to get it picked up.
Yeah.
Speaking to some executive producers who worked on other films to try to get the budget to shoot the full feature. And I was always telling him back then, like, listen, if you can't, just get it done. If it's on your mind and you want to do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Especially right now, I see so many other, like, from web series that become so popular.
Yeah.
And then I remember there was one on YouTube that a friend of mine were watching, a lot of friends actually. Um, and they loved the show and it wound up getting picked, and it wasn't shot too well the first season.
Yeah.
Like the audio wasn't too good. I mean,
Mhm.
it was someone who just picked up a camera and was like, listen, I'm going to get it done. But it had a cult following, and it wound up getting picked up by Lionsgate.
Yeah.
Uh, it had exclusive rights for Tidal. They got some money from Tidal to get some exclusive rights for season 2.
Wow.
And they did really
Oh
well.
yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, apparently something happened with the actors, so they didn't do a season 3. But with everything going on right now, is the perfect time for independent
Perfect
filmmakers.
time for independent. Maybe this guy he didn't take the right direction. He should have once he gotten started. I heard about this guy who really didn't take the right direction, but he didn't, once he got started. But I mean, Kel's and this, and this little, you guys, it really has a chance to be, a little cult following, because it's so neighborhood. It's just so neighborhood.
It is. I
Yeah.
hope I hope it. Looking forward to once the edit is done, and when it's fully out, see what it can do.
I started tagging all the stash Instagrams with all the Spike Lee, all these, Megan Good, all these thriller, on
Uh,
Instagram. You got to tag them all with the big people.
yeah, absolutely,
You never
absolutely.
know. You never know.
You
So one
never know.
person will say, "Who's this crazy?"
Yeah, yeah. It's hopefully they see the film.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. That's how you get the word out. Social media. I mean, we're just super lucky. We're in a time, now that you can blast it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's next, George? What are you gonna do next, honey? You got anything?
Um, I'm still work. I still work with a few artists. I still do music videos here and there. Um, so I'm doing that. I'm gonna start shooting more. I have a few social media influencers that have really strong followings.
Hmm.
Some got a couple 100,000, some at 1 million.
Oh, it's
Um,
great.
yeah, so and they do acting, but they do a lot of comedy. And I've always been lighting. I like to write sketch comedy. I've done a few in the past, like
Hmm.
the one you've seen. It was on my page, but that was probably like 5 years ago now. I never really went into it the way I wanted to.
Sure.
But it's such a boom. I see everybody, doing so well with it. But I have fun with it as well when it comes to filming comedy. You were going to send me a book, by the way, weren't you, or
I
something that
sent
you?
you the thing. I sent you a picture of it. The art of sitcom.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
I sent you a picture of it. Mary Lou Bell's technique, because it's actually kind of technical how to write comedy.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
and
Even how to film it too. But
yeah, the beats and all that shit. You got to know the beats, and believe it or not, particular letters at the end of some words for comedy gets more laughs than others.
oh wow,
It's really kind of technical. I mean, you can get deep with comedy, but look, if
yeah.
you're
So
funny, you're funny.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna probably film a few of those and put some together with these influencers, and I'm just enjoying it. I
Great.
love doing it and just enjoying it.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that Jeffree Star, man, her photographer that started following her around. She's that trans makeup artist. That
Yeah.
guy's made millions of dollars by being her camera.
Really?
Oh, he
Wow.
made millions of dollars, that guy. He's behind the scenes, the guy that always giggles behind the scenes, made millions of dollars off of Jeffree Star. You find an influencer that, got a couple
Oh
of million.
wow.
Oh, yeah, camera guy can make good money.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. The sky's the limit, George. You just got to hold on a little bit, honey, and get through this COVID. And I believe that just the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I know.
good for
It's
you,
just
buddy.
COVID. Hopefully, you know, I pray it's not another shutdown.
I'm thinking maybe June, we can all go like this and get on with our lives. Maybe June 2021.
They said, so I was listening to it, just to go off topic real quick.
Yeah. There's no.
So I was listening to scientists about the pandemic,
Mhm.
and it was an interview that they had. They said with every pandemic, obviously it's every 100 years or so. They said right when we had the Spanish flu to now, they said it lasts 18 months.
Mm,
So
mm.
as you stated, by June would be 18 months.
Yeah.
So hopefully by then
Yeah.
we got a vaccine
Yeah.
and things could be at least close to normal. Because I think, you know, everyone now being germaphobes, and scared to even go out in case this ever comes back.
Yeah.
So let's see. God,
Yeah. I mean, it's something's got to give. Come on, something's got to give. But I don't think right away. I think we got to hide out for the winter, get through the winter. And then once the summer hits, I think we'll be in good shape.
we'll be in good shape, right? Yeah, hopefully so.
George, I hope so. I hope to God, just like you said.
Yeah. And what's up? What's going on with you? What do you have next?
I don't have any. I just got signed up for a couple more classes in school, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. I was working on a script today that I'm trying to shorten so I can shoot because it's 13 pages long, and I'm not interested in shooting 13 pages. So they gave me permission to shorten it. So I'm working on that. And then I'm going to go to Miami and shoot this little 6-7 page. It's a comedy. It's a little comedy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's what's next. That's what's next.
Well, listen, I also want to say you were awesome on set. You know,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much. You know,
Thank
you
you.
did.
I loved it. I loved it. I'm
We
glad.
got some great, you know, shots and performances, and it's a great story. So
Yeah, anybody that watches this video, or the 1 or 2 people that might be looking on YouTube, you know, shout out to Stash.the.movie Instagram, you know, like Instagram, and maybe, you know, share with your friends. You know, we really appreciate it. We all worked very hard. Kells Dansby is the producer, creator of the film, and what's Brian's last name?
I don't know Brian's last name.
Kel's got a writer, and the 2 of them collaborated, and they wrote
Yeah.
this great piece there. Natalie, Naomi Taylor produced. She's a powerhouse filmmaker. She's got her hands in all of it. Fantastic casting director. Give us some support. Give these guys some support.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're gonna do some marketing on it soon. So if anyone's watching, you know, we'll definitely have a trailer, you know, and some you know, give you a full synopsis of what the film is about and all the details. So,
Fantastic.
you know, it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. All right, George, let's get off, because nobody listens after 30 minutes, and I want to make sure they go all the way to the end. Nobody listens after 30 minutes, George. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll do this again next time.
Fantastic. We'll do it again down the line. I'll make the whole crew, although it's going to be fun to get them all on, but we'll make the whole crew come on. And love you, George. It was so wonderful to meet you. And
Thank you so much.
let's see
Thank
what
you for
goes
the
on.
opportunity.
Yeah. You take care of yourself, my dear.
All right. See you soon.
See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.